The following is a presentation of The Day.
Hey, this is Live Lunch Break. My name is Rick Coster, and thanks for tuning in to theday.com. That's where we're streaming as I speak. One of the special things about today's Live Lunch Break is if you're watching, it means you consciously made the choice not to be watching the Masters golf tournament, and that means a lot to all of us. We'll try to keep you posted. Tiger just teed off a few minutes ago, so I know it's important and everything. What's more important, we have Josi Davis from East Lyme and her most excellent band, Dan Solomons, John Van Ness, and Chris Lee. And in February, Josi released The Evolution of Love, which is I'm just going to say, sort of a quasi-concept record, but we'll get into that later. And it's great stuff, and we're glad you guys are here. So Josi Davis and her band.
This one's called Supernova. Really psyched, by the way, to have these wonderful players with me today, and thank you all for joining us. It's a very interesting virtual experience. It's kind of like being in my living room. Welcome to my living room. There's a fire in the sky tonight, the consummation of a dream that I was writing. I drew a picture to my left and to my right. I felt the spark and suddenly I know its meaning. There's a star for every life that goes on living, burning brilliant, a million miles apart. You and I, the naked treasure of its bidding, stirring galaxies, we orbit around its heart. There's a story that each star must learn to tell. Each constellation knows its name and why it's hiding. You have chosen one for me, I know it well. Its history will change as we lovers go on writing. There's a star for every life that goes on living, burning brilliant, a million miles apart. You and I, the naked treasure of its bidding, stirring galaxies, we orbit around its heart. I want to travel a million miles with you, and as we're spinning, we'll learn a thing or two. As two stars converging, gravity is pulling these celestial bodies burning. This must be a supernova.
Come to Clover Farms.
Lose yourself in the possibilities for your home, yard, heart, and soul,
Come to Clover Farms.
and see what we're building for you. Offshore, out in the Sound, your island getaway awaits. Yes, Block Island beckons. With so much to do and see, a Block Island getaway is now closer than ever. Ride the high-speed Block Island Express from New London on one of 4 daily departures, where an island escape is yours at goblockisland.com. That's goblockisland.com.
So by doing the house and trade-in, you know, that we use that towards our down payment towards this condo, and it made life so much easier for us. It took all the worry out of everything.
Hey, this is Live Lunch Break at theday.com. My name is Rick Coster. It's almost 1 year that we've been doing this, and we've seen an amazing array of musicians and styles. And Josi Davis with us today and her excellent band. Great stuff.
Thank you.
Now, you and I know that the second song you just played, there's a story behind it, but I also have read that on your album, the new album, The Evolution of Love, rather than just sort of general inspiration like a lot of people go, oh, my girlfriend's here, I'm going to write a song and it'll rhyme sad and glad.
Yeah, I don't have that problem.
You But there's some interesting narrative stories behind a lot of the songs on this record, but at the same time, isn't it true that you sort of prefer people not to know those stories because you want them to form their own?
That's absolutely true. I think that the beautiful thing about music in itself is the universality that can come from it, and that anyone can take a song and it means something to them that is different from what it means to you is important. That, you know, the ability to write something that can stand alone for many people, and especially when you're talking about something as universal as love.
Right.
You know, it's that's
it's
a challenge, and it's evolution.
So having cleared that up, is it still rude of me to ask, because I just love the story behind the song you just played. Can I ask about it, or would you rather not talk about that?
I don't mind talking about it. Did you want to ask a specific question?
I know it's about your sainted grandmother, whom you're going to see this weekend.
Yes.
So tell me what you're
I
comfortable
know,
with.
that's very interesting. Well, my grandmother remarried. Her first husband, my grandfather, passed away when I was very young, and she remarried. And it was very interesting. When my step-grandfather, I guess you would call him Clancy, when Clancy fell to the ground with a heart attack that ultimately killed him, it made me stop and think what we are made of, you know, and how we approach our life and our lives with other people. And it was very interesting for me to think that we are all part of a large, I think it was at that moment that I realized that we are all really part of a larger universe, you know, that we're all pieces of each other. And I think that's probably,
I just thought it was a neat story, and it's a beautiful song. Now, was I, in the introduction, I described The Evolution of Love, which came out in February, right, as sort of a quasi-concept album. Is that accurate, or did I do you a disservice there?
It is true, actually. The album was secondary to a show that I have written, which also incorporates some very choice and poignant covers that tell the story of the evolution of love, from the point at which we first realized that, you know, we're in love with that, you know, boy that we sit next to in kindergarten, all the way through adolescence and parenting and falling in and out of love and despising love, and then coming back around ultimately and embracing it. And we all experience that to some degree or another. So it was very cool to take my experiences and these songs that have developed over time and put them in an order that described that experience in a way that allowed people to put their own their own stories inside of it. So it took about 3 years to actually put that together.
You said over time in the 3 years, and I find that interesting because it's a very sophisticated song cycle musically. There's a lot of different things going on. So not only musically is this probably not something you could have written when you were 18 years old, but in terms of just the experience, life experience, you had to go through it before you could write this. I think that's sort of cool.
I did. I had to be where I am now.
Right.
Everything in its moment.
All right.
Absolutely.
We're here with Josi Davis on Live Lunch Break and her remarkable band. Why don't you guys play for us?
luxurious hotel. Been a day from hell and I'm hungry. Boy, you know I really could go for a little of you, my honey. 'Cause you're a sure recipe for love. Long days and nights in this musical life, doing Mac the knife by moonlight. What I would give for the alternative of supper and you round midnight. 'Cause it's a sure recipe for love. Stirring up all my emotions, add a little spice of life. Needing just enough devotion, serve it up with appetite. Making my way through this mess of a day, I'm a moment away from walking. Then you appear and drawing me near. That's when my appetite comes knocking. Ding dong, stirring up all my emotions, add a little spice of life. Just enough devotion, serve it up with appetite. Breakfast at 2, weather shining my shoes, though I'd rather be blue than fancy. Silverware just doesn't compare to spooning with you any Sunday. 'Cause you're a sure recipe for love. Well, I just can't wait to get back to the States, find a greasy spoon and some funnies. Boy, you know the first place I go is to fill up on you, my honey. Sure, a sure recipe for love. Sure recipe for love. Sure recipe, a sure recipe. Sure recipe for love.
Offshore, out in the Sound, your island getaway awaits. With so much to do and see, a Block Island getaway is now closer than ever. Where an island escape is yours at GoBlockIsland.com.
So literally, we're changing deeds. You're using your house at an agreed upon number towards a down payment for the purchase here. It couldn't be much easier, really.
Come to Cloder Farms.
We believe in the art of handcrafted furniture. Workbench built in the USA to your specifications. The Cloder Farms Keystone Collection. Furniture handmade just for you. And see what we're building for you.
Hi, you're watching Josi Davis and her excellent band on Live Lunch Break. My name is Rick Coster, and we are streaming from theday.com. We were talking a little bit before the last break. Josi released a wonderful CD in February called The Evolution of Love. And if you're watching these guys, a lot of them were key, particularly John back there in the recording of this record. Also Carl Franklin from New London's PWOP Studios.
Yes.
But if you watch these guys, the four of them here, there's a lot of interplay that's really intuitive, empathetic. It's a lot of fun. It's tight. It's just, talk about the specialness of having an ensemble, what they bring to a project like this.
Oh my gosh. Well, it was actually really instrumental. First of all, the quality of the players that came in, particularly on the album, was instrumental to it turning out the way it did, because we did it all live.
Right.
All of these bass tracks on the album are recorded. You know, they are what you heard in the studio, and
right.
I love that. I love that so much. But that would not have been possible without, you know, players who I knew were going to be professional, come into the room prepared and give their heart and soul. And I'll tell you, the thing that is most special to me about having an ensemble and people who you can work with and trust implicitly, you know, to have your back, is, you know, that they bring that every single time you go to perform.
Right.
And I love these guys. I love it. It makes it such a better experience for me as a player.
In celebration, you had a really cool CD release party, and anybody that releases an album, good for them, and it's a special moment when you get to have a party and bring that to the public. But talk a little bit about what you guys did.
Oh, that was fabulous. Actually, every single player who was on the album came and performed the tracks that they did, and it was phenomenal. For me, it was great. I was able to really incorporate a little bit of the storyline behind The Evolution of Love and what created this idea, and then go through each song just like we had in the studio. And I mean, with players like Carl Franklin was there, Doug Wolverton from Roomful of Blues, Rufus Baby Grant Davis, Tony Cafiro, Bert Coburn, who was in the first iteration of the project with me and knew, you know, he's on half of the album. Of course, John, who, you know, sat the whole thing through and has been instrumental, you know, has been a foundation in this whole thing. Dan Solomons, Billy Light, Chris Lee, you know, I mean, it was Mike Frischman, you know, who's another player that I've worked with for a long time. I just adore these folks, and it was so incredible.
Killer musicians. You keep saying it was instrumental, and that's not a pun.
Right. That's
really
true.
is.
That's true.
All right, we have Josi Davis and her band, and play us a tune.
All right.
Another Saturday night. This one was actually written in New London, so since I'm here, it's appropriate. All right. Another Saturday night, another small town city. I aim to face it alone, and God help the Joe who thinks he can best me. See my baby done gone and left me. I'll be alright till next Saturday night when it comes to test me. It was really quite a show. Fireworks were blazing, and he stood up in bed and put his hat on his head and said, "Woo, you're amazing." He said, "Baby, I ain't never been treated so right. So maybe I should just leave you tonight. And if I return, it's 'cause I've gone out and learned loving really is worth the fight. So you're a tiger, and I'm a dragon, and I think I'm scarred for life. Guess you could say he's got scales, but they're more the musical kind. And if he don't breathe fire, you better call me a liar. So it gets pretty hot in there. Woo! As for my stripes, they're pretty black and white. See, I'm a love maker and a big real just take her, probably not a good wife. I said, baby, if you're gonna treat me this way, then maybe you should just stay away. See, if you return, you'll find your shit's been burned, the ashes blown away. See, if I'm a tiger, then you're not real, and that's all I have to say. Saturday night, phone won't stop ringing, but I'm good on my own. I can lay down alone, if you know what I'm drinking. Yeah, I said, baby, you just can't treat me this way. Oh, I cannot abide someone who steals my pride away. You should look in my eyes and apologize for knowing I like it this way. See, I'm a tiger. Tigers are hunters. You headed this way? So I hang up with a smile. I know that dragon sure. You'll fly right out that door. Just when I want a little more. Another Saturday's coming.
It's pretty clear that we had something to offer that other agents' listings did not have to offer. We offered them the opportunity to sell their home, get their home sold in a very slow, tough market.
Come to Cloder Farms.
Lose yourself in the possibilities for your home, yard, heart, and soul.
Come to Cloder Farms.
And see what we're building for you. Offshore, out in the Sound, your island getaway awaits. Yes, Block Island beckons. With so much to do and see, a Block Island getaway is now closer than ever. Ride the high-speed Block Island Express from New London on one of 4 daily departures, where an island escape is yours at goblockisland.com. That's goblockisland.com.
Her most excellent band.
The most excellent band of Josi Davis. Wait, that's inverted. Josi Davis and her most... the bar raising... Never mind. Rick Coster here at Live Lunch Break with Josi Davis and her most superb band? Excellent band? Beneficent, certainly. Anyway, where can people get the new album?
People can get the new album on iTunes, on Amazon.com. You can go to my Facebook page, and I've got there's links there to go downloading. You can go to, oh my goodness, cdbaby.com. I think that there's downloads on Rhapsody and Spotify, and it's out there now,
it is.
which is great.
It's a great record.
Or you can call me up. I mean, you know, if you want to walk into a local store today and get the album, then you should go to Spindrift Guitars.
Wait, I know that place. Now, in that concept, where can we see you play soon?
We are designing a tour of wineries right now, which I am very, very excited about. And that's all falling into place now. So definitely hook up. If you're on Facebook, hook up on my Facebook page, because all the announcements will be made there of the dates. In the meantime, for me, I'm doing some traveling this month, but in May, it's like benefit month. We're doing the Hoot for Hunger on the 31st. We're doing Sales Up for Cancer and Westerly Beach funds. I mean, May is like my give back month. I'm really, really excited about that. And then we're playing several times during the Mystic Blues Festival. I'm honored to have an opener for Christine Allman on the main stage there at the Shipyard. And we've got a gig on Friday night. So all that stuff will be announced here as Mystic Blues Festival puts out all of their information. We'll be doing an acoustic stage in the Marriott on Saturday day. So there's plenty of places to catch us there, for sure.
That's terrific. And that's going to be a really cool event at the Mystic Blues Festival. But let me just back up for a second to this wine tour thing.
Yeah.
That's
Get your passport.
That's such a next summer will be. In the fall, you could do the autumn beer tour.
Okay.
Rocktoberfest,
yeah.
What's the backstage rider like for you people when you go to this wine thing? It's like 8 cases of.
Oh, well, anybody who has a Sangiovese, I'm totally into. So, if they want to throw a Sangiovese there, that's totally cool.
All right.
I like the Claret, I love wine. I do love wine. So it's definitely perfect. And, it's a little social lubricant. So for people who are, who are watching the show, it's easier for them to, to get intimate with me. And that's one of my favorite parts about the performance is that I'm actually interacting with the people that are there. So
what a lot of people don't understand that even though it is live lunch break and starts at noon, all of us have been up here since like 8 a.m. just getting smashed. Not really. I'm just kidding, of course. All right, so can you do one more for us?
I would love to.
Josi Davis and her most excellent band.
All right.
You were gonna take me dancing. standing in my little black dress. You were gonna take me dancing.
Fabulous.
Thank you.
That was so awesome. Going all Sonny Landreth here for us with Chris Lee.
Lee.
Back here, we have John Van Ness on the Lavender Sparkle Ludwig kit drums. Dan Solomon's on bass. Terrific stuff. And of course, Josi Davis. It was beautiful.
Thank you.
It was great. We enjoyed it. And listen, if Stanton Moore is watching down in New Orleans, Josi Davis and her most excellent band would like very much to open for Galactic at next year's Jazz Fest.
Yes.
I think it would be only fair to say that. Next week we have the incredible art pop performance rock of the Weird Beards. My name is Rick Coster. This is Live Lunch Break. You can now go back to watching the Masters.